Episode 53. We are back in the studio after a very long.
It does feel a while, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
And more importantly, can we talk about who's back?
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It feels a bit weird not being on the same sofa actually, I must admit.
Yeah,
was
it
it you
is
in
a
the
bit.
middle of as well? Because, like, did you sit in the middle?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
booster seats.
On the booster seat.
Because you were like our first guest.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, you haven't had a cast on before.
No, and now here we are.
It was last summer as well, this time last summer I think.
It was it?
Yeah, so
it's
year
like
ago.
a little year reunion.
360.
A little 360.
Absolutely.
And
Oh, it feels good to be back, girls. Must
It
admit.
feels so nice. And I suppose a lot has changed, hasn't it, really?
Yeah.
What's
For
been
all of
going on
us.
for you?
So we've just finished my Single Girls Club group coaching programme. So yeah, that was 12 weeks and we just finished it, and honestly, the transformations that the girls have been through. So they walked in just come out of really difficult long-term relationships, off work with stress, not wanting to be alone, filling in time just to not be with themselves and all that kind of stuff that
Which
you
you
feel.
naturally do.
Yeah, which you naturally feel when you're single. And now they're new hobbies, they're dead excited for this chapter, they're just doing so much and just being really content with where they're at. And for me, that's just
How does that feel when you see
It's
that
incredible.
that change in them? It must be
it's incredible because when I first put this programme together, I knew it was going to be great, but then to see now, it's it's a reinvention, they're literally different people. And they're all on different journeys, they're all on, they're all in different circumstances, but all, going through the same kind of struggles. And just to see them now to be excited and doing their own thing and really happy with where they're at. Not seeking validation from anyone and just being true to themselves, yeah. And it's incredible, absolutely incredible. So, yeah.
So anybody who doesn't know what the single, how rude is it doing what the single girls
Rude.
Tell us a bit more about what you do. So if anybody was watching and they were actually, maybe this could be something that I want.
So it's a lot of mindset work. So we do a lot of, the limiting beliefs that we have and the stories that we tell ourselves around feeling behind, feeling like there's something wrong with us because we're single, or maybe we're not on the same path as other people our age and all that kind of stuff. So we do a lot of mindset work around that. But for me, it's also about, and that's really important, the mindset work, but it's also coupled with action. So what do you want to use this time of your life for? Because it's actually a really good opportunity. We don't need to sit in that victim, lack mindset of we haven't got this, we haven't got that. It's about really using this time to do whatever the hell you want, because it's you might not ever get this opportunity again. So it's really moving them towards the goals, the project they want to work on, the fitness. It's all, we talk about being single, but it's when you start doing this work, it becomes a full 360 of your life, because you start really realising, I can start this new hobby, I can change career, I can, do all these things that I've been putting off. So it's a lot of action, it's a lot of mindset work, it's a lot of comfort zone, building your confidence, and that community, the way that they've built each other up and supported each other. Even when I have been in the group for 24 hours, they are there lifting each other up.
That's really good.
And it's just
It's
the
nice.
conversations we have about dating, and that is so important. So I knew that community side was going to be, I feel like I'm rambling now.
No, but that's what it's about.
But that community side as well, and just surrounding yourself with like-minded women who are going through the same thing. It's incredible. And I think they will stay friends. Well, actually, I think they will anyway, because we've got a social tomorrow to kind of celebrate the journey. And then I've also, so the doors close on the next round of Single Girls Club now, but I've got a membership coming up, which I'm really excited about. So it's still in the early stages of I'm putting it together. But this is for anyone who is single and actually loving single life, but wants to move themselves forward, wants to start their new hobby, wants to go in another direction, just wants to raise the bar sort of thing. So it's obviously a lower ticket offer, so it's for someone who doesn't want this sort of investment of, because coaching is expensive, it's really expensive, it's a real commitment. So this is for someone who doesn't want quite that level of investment, but wants access to the coaching, wants the community, wants the check-ins, wants the touch points every month. So I'm not going to say too much more because
That
it's
sounds
in the early
exciting. I think
stages.
it's important to build that community and surrounding yourself with like-minded women is so important.
It is.
It sounds like you're doing some incredible work, because I think it's so important to say that it's such a joy to be single.
It really is.
And to choose yourself and to fill yourself in with everything that you love, and it's changing that mindset around actually this is a time to choose myself, this is a time to do things that I love, and then what happens is the right people come in at the right times instead of chasing.
That's what it's all about. Like I try and not focus on like the end goal of, because we all want to meet someone.
Yeah.
And I'd never say that I don't want to meet someone. Like, yes, I love my single life, but I would love to meet someone.
Yeah.
And it's not about chasing it. It's about like using this time to become the best version of yourself, so that you attract the right people.
Yeah.
Because ultimately that's what we want, isn't it?
And I think when you come straight out of something, and it's so easy, isn't it, to jump
straight back into
validation to that, but actually you're going to attract the same person with a different face.
Absolutely.
I think there's so much truth in that.
There really is.
And I think, the beginning of my dating life, my single life, to now being attracting higher people and calm people and emotionally available people, that has come from me doing that work. That's come from me sitting with myself. That has come from digging deep and choosing myself. So for anybody who's like, actually, it's so important, I think, to go inwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it starts to, we talk about chasing this like happiness of the relationship and the marriage and the kids and all that stuff, but it starts with you. Like, if you're not happy in yourself, you won't get that.
No.
So it all starts with you.
Absolutely. So you're back on the single market?
Back on the single
Yeah,
market.
fill me in.
So have we updated everybody on your update?
What update?
No, what is it?
No, so I think it was the relationship did end with Sam. I did talk about why it ended
How you
and
doing about
things. I'm all right, we bumped into each other last week, and it was, I said, it was just really awkward. It was, I kind of worried myself about how much I'd actually detached. And
Yeah,
I
we had that conversation,
I didn't realise how quickly, and I think you don't realise people's behaviours have so much effect on how you feel about somebody. It was like, I don't dislike him, he's amazing, but it's just not for me. And it was awkward because it was like we were never together, and it was a little bit sad because we were.
Maybe you needed to see him
to just say, actually, that was the right thing. That did need to happen. We weren't right for each other. It was.
Do you think, like, looking back, you could see like the warning signs?
Yes, I do now. I watched that programme, the Fake.
Oh my goodness.
Have you seen it?
Yes. What is it?
Oh, it really made me bad, and I think it does make you. Yeah, it made me sort of think back, because I think it's good to sort of reflect on relationships and where.
They teach you lessons.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think it wasn't as bad as that very sort of red flag.
Yeah.
It was not a red flag, but
you can associate with the feelings.
I can associate with feelings. I knew that, some of the things we just didn't agree on. Whereas now I just wouldn't be with somebody who had that sort of victim mindset, very sort of a negative vibe towards, people who they're trying to co-parent with, because I just don't think it's just not a good.
That's
good
totally
energy.
what you don't want now. I always think like failed relationships, that although they like breakups are the worst thing in the world, but they all teach you about what you want and what you don't want. It's all knowledge.
Yeah. So it was. But I'm ready to. I am very much enjoying my single life. Sort of doing what I want, going to the gym. I have been sort of pushing myself with the gym, trying to drink.
You were going to say drinking then?
Drinking. Pushing myself. No, I've gone the other way with the drinking. Because again, I think it's that switch in your head. I was very using it as a coping mechanism.
And
I think a lot of people do.
I'm so proud of you to talk about that on here, because I think that's a really thing that it's so easy to do in this world. And
Yeah.
actually, do you know what? I'm just going to have a glass of wine because it's just going to help. And I think it's so easily done, and we've all done it as well. And I think for
and
you,
sometimes you do it on autopilot, don't you?
Yeah,
I think
that's
it
what,
is,
I think that's how it got to. It was like, oh, stressful day at work, I'll just have a glass of wine, and then it's sort of like a bottle, and then it's like, and then I'm not functioning right the next day, like I'm not, like I feel so much better now. I'm not saying I don't drink, like, but I
for the right
choose.
Yeah, and that's what
So
it's
it's
about,
having
like
that,
ideal.
yeah, so it's having that sort of a good relationship that, you know, if I go out, you know, it's just not,
You're not using it to cope, are you?
to cope,
and
I'm
eventually
making
you've
it
got
hard to,
to feel all that stuff that you've
Yeah.
suppressed as well, and I think that was it. But I always say, what's important is we always have to reach a point of, right, now I need to change.
Yeah.
And we all get to that
Something
point,
needs to-
something needs to give. And you got to that point, we all get to that point of like, oh my God. But it's what you do in that time, and you choose actually that isn't what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
No.
But maybe that's what like the breakup with Sam taught you.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that was the turning point.
yeah, because I think,
Everybody comes to, I always think everybody comes to mirror you and comes as a lesson. Everybody's coming to teach you something, and I think like the men that have come to me this year have triggered me massively, but I quite like that because now I've healed parts
It's
of
all
me,
for a reason.
and it's like, it's quite a nice feeling to just know that actually I needed them people, as horrific as it was, and it is horrific, and you know, healing and people coming to you, but actually now I feel like, actually no, I needed that, I needed them people, and off they went, left me on
It's all a lesson.
good,
It is
bye.
all a lesson.
Yeah.
What's your like next chapter gonna look like then?
I don't know, I'm just, well, I'm moving house,
Yes.
which is exciting,
So
so that is a big thing for me. I do feel like I am moving because I've not sort of got the time to renovate, but I'm kind of excited about it, like new chapter.
fresh start.
Yeah, fresh start. I feel like I've not really settled where I was, like it didn't feel,
Never had that
doesn't
feeling.
feel like home. But I think that's just because I've moved out of the barn and then into, you know, that was my first sort of house on my own.
Maybe this is the
With-
next step that you need.
Yeah, just a little bit more of, finding myself and just being completely happy with
You're getting back
myself.
into it.
So we want to talk about Hinge. So yeah. So
Good,
yeah, I
move
mean,
to
I mean, I just get bored and go on Hinge, and then
Honestly,
the next day,
absolutely.
people are in love with me, and I'm like, no, I was just flirting because I was bored. What's going on? What do you mean? You want to take me out on a date?
We all do that.
I've got time for that.
Like, do you know what? Like, just absolutely.
But I'm just trying to enjoy it.
No pressure.
No pressure. I do feel like when you heal, like when you come out of relationships, when you go back on these dating sites, you do sort of, you don't allow, I look sometimes and I'm thinking, no.
You have high standards.
High standards, like no Roy. Like you just think, what's going through your head, Roy? Left. Swipe
I've
left.
started to aim for Hinge now.
Oh really?
Because I've never done it before.
Mm.
And I thought, why have I always had this thing about like not paying for it? Like I kind of judged it a little bit.
Yes.
But then I was like, well, if I'm serious about meeting someone, why would
With
I not pay
intention.
for it?
Yeah.
Like if you're serious about getting fit, you
Yeah.
pay for a gym, you
Yeah.
pay for a PT. Why would you not pay? And it is good because the people who come up first are people who have liked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. But I've had a few conversations, but what annoyed me the other day is I was chatting with this guy and he messaged saying, it's been really nice chatting to you, but just to let you know, I have met someone off here, so I just want to be completely transparent. And I'm a bit like, to be transparent would be not being on here.
Yeah.
Like, why are you on here if you're not looking to
Yeah.
date?
Yeah.
So don't be on here and don't engage in conversation with someone if you're not looking to
If
date.
you're not looking
And
to
that's
date.
happened a few
Yeah.
times now.
Really?
And I just think, why are you on there? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a red flag straight away, and I get the whole like not putting your chickens in
Yeah.
all your eggs in
Yeah.
one
It's
basket,
one
but
yeah.
if you're not wanting to date, why the hell are you on there?
Why do you have to send that message?
Yes.
You shouldn't be on there if you've met
And that's happened quite a few times. And if I'm not interested in dating, if I'm like serious about someone, like I'm not swiping, I'm not messaging, I'm not.
No, you would just. I think
because
as
you're
well,
wasting my time.
Yeah,
Do
my
not waste
time
my
is
time.
precious. Do not be wasting. I think some people just have not got a good, like, they've got no conversation.
Yeah.
I think I had a conversation the other day. It's like, how's your Friday? What are you up to? How's your day? And it's like, yeah. I think he'd moved from Ireland, that was it. I mean, I moved to London. He'd moved from Ireland. I was like, what's brought you to the UK? Because I'm new to the area. What's brought you to the UK? He was like, work. I'm not far from you. I was like, oh, right. I was like, what work do you do? And then he come back and, good chat. Chat shit or something like that.
He said that.
He said that, and I was like, whereas normally I would react.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
But he's telling you straight away that he's not the one.
What is, yeah, I feel like you kind of know
You sense.
that he's clearly just on there to get his leg over. Because why would you not? He didn't even engage in a conversation.
But what was his intention on his profile?
Yeah,
to
I
a
like it.
long-time relationship? Because that pisses me off as well.
What?
When they
Like
say,
if they've got like this, if they put their intention as they want to meet someone for a long-term relationship, but actually
Yeah.
they don't need that.
Just put.
Just put what exactly
Short
what you're
term,
there for, which
yeah.
is fine.
I have noticed now some people do say like figuring out my dating.
Yeah.
Figuring out my dating things. Just want to your leg over there.
I think it's all about like being intentional, isn't it? Just being
Yes.
intentional with dating. Because I like try and not go on when I'm bored now because
Yeah.
I feel like if I do that,
Yeah.
then I'm just
going to attract the
going
wrong.
to attract the wrong people.
Yeah.
I want to do it when I'm like in the game and
Yeah.
my head's in the zone.
Yeah.
But what winds me up when we had a conversation about this is people like everyone on there. The perfect Sunday is like a hike and a roast,
Yeah.
and like everyone's into the outdoors. Everyone's a hiker, and it's like, and then you meet them and they're really not. And it's like, don't put on there what you think people want to hear. Like, just be you.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want like, I don't necessarily want a hiker. I'd like someone to be outdoorsy and a doer. But like, if you don't, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
Don't pretend.
Don't pretend. Yeah, because I said that I was talking to somebody and he was from quite a nice area and he was, in like Peak District or something, so we were going to go on a walk and he said that. Yeah. Because I said I like walking, but I don't, I'm not a hiker, I don't go out, I like walk around my block.
yeah, which is fine.
Which is fine. But he sent me that video, he was like, this is you on the date. I was like, absolutely.
What's the point?
Because-
Because eventually you're just going to be living somebody else's
Yeah.
life and
You
not
just
your own.
portraying someone who you're not, and
It's
ultimately
like-
you just need to be yourself.
It's like putting on your CV that you like hobbies. I remember my CV when I first came out of school. I was like running, graffiti. I couldn't draw for shit. Graffiti. I think I copied my brother's. He was really good at art and loves that sort of thing. But when I remember going into an interview. It was really strange actually because it was Dino who actually interviewed me for a job way before we actually got together. Like years down the line. Yeah, I actually went for a job at his business. And he was like, oh, I'm big into me. Like as if I'd run a marathon. I had to lie. I lied about doing it. Yeah, I've just done a 10K. I thought, I'm not wrong.
But it's funny though, isn't it? Why people still do that? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
why would you, do those things? Like, I just need to put perfect Sunday horizontal on the same.
And that's
Horizontal on the same.
That is you, isn't it? Because then
Yeah,
someone's
that's
going to say, let's go for a run or let's go for a walk.
Yeah, let's have a busy Sunday. It's like, well, no, that's not what Sundays are about. It's horizontal.
You're not going to attract the right people over.
Yeah.
I saw something that said, because this is a big thing for me, is in dating, is once you meet somebody, it's not rushing.
Yeah.
And something came up on my Instagram the other day that said it takes 6 months to fully know somebody, and like, because we can all put this fake mask on.
Well, you're in like the honeymoon period, aren't you?
And you really should be cautious, like, in that 6 months and not rushing it, because it will like, you've got to wait for it to really fully understand spread, and that's dead important, isn't it?
All of my breakups have actually been, because I think there's certain turning points, like 6 months is quite a big one.
Yeah.
Like loads of my relationships have ended at 6 months, and I'm like, actually, you just realise at a certain point that it's not.
Yeah.
It's enough time to know, I think, 6 months.
Because you get caught up in the dopamine rush, can't you? Like,
Yeah.
but I'm now here for this slow burning.
Yeah.
once a week.
Once a week. I mean, I've been
I've
dating
got some
someone
time I
it's
have.
like once every fortnight. No, thank you.
But for you, it's about it is about time. So it's somewhat, if someone understands that you've only got
Yeah.
once a week, then
Yeah.
that's great because you have only got once a week.
I did wonder how I'd ever sustain a relationship because I don't have a lot of time. Like, how would I progress it? Because you can't go on for once a week.
But the right person will adapt with.
I said that it naturally progresses. It's nice to sort of enjoy just
with my children.
with your children.
And that's what
I mean, I don't know. I always say for me, we can come round when the kids are in bed.
Oh, all of his ears are everywhere. He'd have a glass on the floor. It's honestly, I can't even have a conversation on the phone because honestly, Mom, what are you doing? I can't do that.
No.
So it is Saturday, Sunday. That's it.
But that's good though. I think it's good to take us over because, like you say, you've got
Absolutely. But then most of my weekends are fully booked. So, but you know what? I just think it'll naturally, anything that's meant to be will naturally evolve itself, won't it?
100%.
Absolutely. I want to talk about being a single parent going on holiday. Go on. You ever try a pack? To try and pack. Remember everything. Felt like my head was about to fall off. It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a lot. I think because of the type of holiday that you did as well, you don't really know what you're going into. I feel like I've always done, I mean, we did it as a family, city breaks and stuff like that, which is fine. I always find city breaks, you just don't know what to pack because you don't know what the weather's going to be like, whereas when you go abroad, it's just easy because it's just...
I can't imagine packing for 2 other humans.
It was nice. Do you know, if you've got that additional person, it's takes the pressure off, doesn't it? It's trying to remember absolutely everything. Pack the car up, and then Disneyland was absolutely magical, something that I've never experienced. And I put it on my Instagram that, because you don't want to boast that you're in Disneyland, but for me, is actually what I want to show.
It meant something though.
It was to the broken version of myself 2 years ago, who never ever thought that she would be able to take her children and on any holiday. It was such a turning point in my journey of actually I can I can do it, and I did it. And it was I cried when I saw the parade.
Oh,
all them Disney characters, absolutely everywhere. So,
but I remember when I first met you and you said your dream was to take the boys to Disneyland, and look what you've done.
And I know, and I just think again, to anybody navigating the journey on their own, and it is hard and it is horrific at times, but there is light and now to be able to do them things, and it's just God, you can actually do whatever you want to do. You've just got to have that belief.
Yeah. And we talk about pushing yourself, don't we? So getting into that stretch zone and stretching yourself out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly what you've done. So now you'll be able to do so much more as well.
I wonder how far I can stretch.
You'll be the ultras next.
Yeah, on your own, hopefully. Well, no, actually, with me.
Well, I think, you know what, I really had a moment. My mum spent some time with my sister, because my sister went as well. It was just me and the boys, and it's not something I felt.
I didn't realise your sister went.
Yeah, my sister went. And my mum was with Phoebe, and at this moment, I've never felt it for such a long time. We were in the pool, and I was surrounded by families. And for the first time in such a long time, I felt really sad, really emotional, really inferior. But I was okay with that as well. It's okay to have them feelings that, I don't know, it was really overwhelming because I didn't know I would feel that way. Because, nobody, we want it. Everybody wants the unit, everybody wants mum, dad, and your children, you can't deny that. And when you haven't got that, and I think because it's such a big thing to go to Disneyland, and it's a family thing, isn't it? I was sitting in the pool and my eyes were watering. I really got really overwhelmed. But again, it's sitting with that and it's understanding that, and that's okay. But it is a weird feeling to me.
And I think it's that comparison though, isn't it? Comparison comes in with everyone. And it's such a big thing. But then you've got to think, those families might be arguing and tearing bits out of each other when they get back. So it's not the perfect...
No. It's
So
strange how
grass is never, not always greener.
it was just really strange. I never expected, I suppose, to feel that way, because I'm almost like, you know what, this is single parenting, and I wasn't at that point. It's fine once my mum was with me, but yeah, it was just a really, I was like, God, actually I still feel it. I still feel that.
What do you think they could have been looking at you thinking?
She looks like she's been dragged through an edge 6,000 times.
In a positive way, what do you think they could have been thinking? Because we talk a lot about facts, don't we?
Oh, well,
back to the facts.
Can we talk about that? Because I think you should teach everybody what you teach me.
Yeah.
So, if you have a thought in your head, so everybody has a million thoughts, so I'll say to Nick, I've got this thought. What do you say to me?
Is it fact? Or
Come back to fact. Yeah. And get a piece of paper, don't you? So
this is a massive thing. I mean, this is what I learnt when I was being coached. Because my mind used to like overthink and compare and all that. We do it as humans, don't we? We do it, it's natural. But yeah, I was taught to literally write the facts down, write the thoughts down, and come back to the facts, because your thoughts are just thoughts; they're not reality. And if we can become like an observer of them rather than spiraling into them, because one thought leads you to one thing, and then before you know it, you've like literally created a whole different story in your head that isn't even bloody true. So it's coming back to the facts is an absolute game changer for like anyone who's overthinking or comparing.
So I think I'm getting very good at now, and I'm very good at becoming the observer. Just not sometimes, I do run away sometimes, like I'm knee deep in the thought about something pathetic. But then I have to say, right, Sarah, what would Nick say in this situation? She'd say, come back to what the fact is. And a lot of our thoughts are rubbish.
Yeah. They say we have like 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are negative.
Are you the observer of your thoughts?
I think so.
You're quite good, aren't you?
Yeah, but it does take work. I am conscious of them. It is that sort of, it's just learning, isn't it? That's not.
I went to that conference live this week, and we had there was a monk
Kirsty Hall.
with Kirsty Hall. It was absolutely incredible. 100% recommend. And there was a monk there, and he was doing a talk, and he was teaching us about meditation, and he was saying that a lot of people say I can't meditate because I've got too many thoughts, but he was saying it's not about not having the thoughts, because you need the thoughts, because the process of meditation is coming back, bringing yourself back up from the thought to your breath or whatever it is you're thinking about, and it is that process that helps you to come back to yourself. So you can't meditate without having the thoughts. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the process of coming back from them. And I thought that was a really great way.
So like when you have the thought, because I have to say, when I go to meditate, I'm really trying to get into it. I sit there, right, the washing needs to go on. What time is it? Do the kids need? It's really difficult because there's 10,000 Google tabs. So in that moment, what would you say? So if I say, I need to put the tea on, would you say, right, now come back?
Just come back to your breath, just let it go, because the thoughts are never going to not be there. They're always going to be there, but it's just coming back to focusing on your breath, focusing on something else that isn't the thought, and it's that process of coming back that makes you the observer of your thoughts. And we were also talking about, because a lot of people say they haven't got time and things like that, and I get that, like busy lives, but he was saying just those little gaps in your day. So when you're in the car, for example, you start to feel like I get road rage all the time. But it's like, just in those moments, just being like, right, breathe, and just feel your legs on the chair, or whatever it is. And it's just those little moments. It doesn't have to be this like incredible 30-minute meditation in the morning. Like it doesn't have to be like that.
I get 1 minute in and like
there's not a chance.
You don't. That's what I mean. It's just starting small. It's just 30 seconds of just coming back.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm not saying like I'm perfect. I don't do it every morning, but it's something I want to.
I really want to get into it, because I think I can feel like who I am beyond the thoughts, and it's such a peaceful place. I just need to now go further with it. So my lovely morning would be waking up, meditating, not even looking at my phone. No, thank you. What do I do? Get my phone.
Well, so I've started, I'm like this. It's really bad. So I've started putting my phone across the other side of the room, so that I'll literally have to get up and...
That's a good idea.
So that it's not your first thing that you do.
No,
it's putting boundaries, it is putting obstacles in the way, so that you break that habit. Because it is a habit.
It is a habit.
It's mental how you just literally pick your phone up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put mine, put it in woods next
Just put it in like the other room or something, so it
Oh, what an absolute inconvenience, because I just get up. I mean, I've not picked it up straight away, but now I've got to get out of bed and go and get it from downstairs.
But it's better than nothing,
But it
like,
is,
if you could like just sit in bed and
just
be
for
for
a
a couple of minutes.
in a minute.
But then I want
Yeah,
to put
and then
Joe
just
Dispenza on my phone, because it's on my phone. Because that's what I've been listening to in the mornings. I absolutely love Joe Dispenza. I love everything he's about. I love what he tells me every day. He resets me, because I really struggle with my thoughts. They can overpower who I am. And when I start listening to him every morning, I'm like, here we go, Joe, let's go.
I think if you're using it in that way though as well, if you're using your phone in that way, then it's different, isn't it?
It's
like
different than scrolling at just,
Then
then
I do scroll.
Yeah, she's got Joe on while she's on TikTok.
So I have
Yes,
to
Joe.
start making them positive changes, because he said things like, I love this, if I can say it right, you have a choice every day. You can either become yesterday, or something like that, or you can be the creator of today. You can live in your past, but every morning you have a choice to choose different, and you can become the creator of your life.
Yeah,
And I love that. And that means every day waking up and choosing different. That's hard when you've had, like I've had 39 years of the same rewiring, but my body's just like, Sarah, what are you doing when I got strawberries this morning and blueberries? My body's like, Sarah, are
This
you
is
okay?
Yeah.
No, but my body wants to go back
Yeah,
and go back, and actually I'm like, no, this is me. I will do Pilates as well, and I will have Joe and I can feel that woman, I can feel it. But my younger self and the old version of always trying to pull me back. So I've had some hypnotherapy.
Have you?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So I met her at Awaken. She was a part of that. And for me I feel like I've done a lot of healing on my own, but now is the time to bring somebody in to help with the rewiring and your subconscious mind. And it was so powerful, it was so heavy, it was so, I didn't realise what was still sat inside of me.
Well, you won't, because you're subconscious, isn't it?
Absolutely. So it's like, she, obviously, it's a really strange feeling being hit with life, it was really weird. But anyway, this version of myself came up, and it was a younger version of myself who was still trying to keep me safe. So when I'm trying to live outside the norms of what she feels is safe, she wants to pull me back. And I got really emotional. It is really emotional work, because she's like, right, Sarah, I need you to tell your 12-year-old self now that you're 39 and you can keep yourself safe now. She doesn't need to keep you safe. It makes you emotional thinking about it. So then,
it does a bit. It's
yeah.
like almost like you've got to let go.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't want to let go of her because she's kept me safe, and she says, no, what I want you to do, Sarah, in this moment is give her a new role in your life.
Become it as well.
Yeah,
Embrace
it is. And the third, she said, what role do you want to have in your life? Because we know she no longer needs to keep you safe. And I said, a cheerleader. So now, when I have like the thoughts of like, oh, what am I doing? It's her. And I'm like, no, all I need you to do is be my cheerleader, we're safe. It was such powerful work, very heavy, but healing and all this work it's bringing everything up that's been stored inside of you. And it was just something else, and it's something that was so important to me, is to nurture them versions of myself who still don't understand what the hell I'm doing on a podcast and what I'm doing living outside the norms.
Yeah, but I think you do question yourself all the time. It's like the imposter syndrome, isn't it? Like that we all get, but it was funny because at that Confidence Live, so Sue Perkins was there. Obviously, Sue Perkins massive, like she'll tell you all the time. And she came off that stage worried that she was amazing, she was absolutely incredible. She came off that stage worried she was talking to someone backstage about how she came across. And I was like, to see that someone else being so honest about that, and realising that everyone, it's so normal. So it's like realising that, because I struggle with imposter syndrome loads.
I massively do.
What is that?
So it's about just feeling not good enough and
like
you're faking your job role basically.
Yeah.
like sometimes, like I suppose, like being on the podcast, I'm like, what on earth? You feel like you shouldn't be doing
You shouldn't be in the room sort of thing.
Yeah, like you're not worthy of it, I suppose, isn't it? But I suppose like,
But it's really helpful to know that actually really successful people struggle with it, and it's just we are the only people who are holding ourselves back, so we've got to get on top of those.
And so now like it's really powerful. Like if I have like a bit of a wobbly moment of what the hell are you doing, sort of talk to her, and I'm like, we're okay now, and
Come on, get your pom-poms
I
on.
said, I can vision now how I myself with it. It's like when Charlotte at Wild and Wild, she had a picture of her when you went to that event.
Yes.
She had a picture of her younger self, and the authentic girls do a lot of work around, your younger self. And all that. And I think it's really, really powerful work.
Yeah, it was almost like she was telling her that she's okay, she can stand on the stage, she is, she's done all of this, whereas, so it was, that was.
I think I will have another session, and it's just such a, it feels like that feels really aligned to go down that, and I'm going to try Reiki.
Oh yeah.
Who do you have yours with?
So Serenity with Sarah. So it's my friend. I've known her for years, and she's absolutely incredible. It's
all about energy, isn't it?
It is.
I was going to say.
So it's like energetic healing. So she'll like work on your chakra. So like she'll sense where something's blocked, or I'm not explaining it in.
Somebody said my heart was blocked. Somebody said my heart was blocked. My chakra.
Heart chakra.
Never wonder it's bloody blocked. Been through enough.
So when I go, Sarah will give me like messages that come to her. And she'll focus on where it's blocked or whatever, but it's so true, like what because all she can see is like, she can just feel the energy, she doesn't know what's going on in my head.
Yeah, so she doesn't know actual sort of.
Yeah, it's just, I would recommend it to anyone.
You feel different after?
You go through different, sometimes it's just really relaxing, sometimes I fall asleep, which is, I don't switch off very easy, so that's quite big. But I know people who have had really significant healing journeys through Reiki.
I am going to.
Sometimes it brings up things that you don't know are going on, and then actually when it comes up, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try it.
I definitely do want to try it. Does Ali not do? I'm sure she does. Or is it more meditation?
We need to talk about what's coming up.
Yes, we do. We've got our event, haven't we? 22nd of August.
Yes.
22nd of August, bringing yoga to Forest School Nature with life coaching.
Yeah.
That is really exciting. What are you bringing to us?
So I'm going to go with the vibe of the group really and see what flows really. But I think we might do a little sharing circle, because when I've been to events where you sit around, and obviously it'll be like guided sharing, but when you open up to a group, it's so empowering and healing and releasing, and feeling that like you get something off your chest and someone doesn't go, oh my god,
it's quite
normal.
empowering as well, isn't it? So for us, I think it's about bringing like-minded women together, resetting, recharge. Nature is the place to be. Yoga, yes. So we are really excited.
And hopefully we'll get a sunset, because we're up at Mount Cop, aren't we?
Yes.
Honestly, Nina, it feels like you're in I'm so funny. So when Nina said, will you come to that retreat we did, I thought, best leave an hour earlier. It's going to take ages to get Mount Cop.
No, it's 20 minutes.
Put it in.
Have you never been on Mount Cop Castle?
17 minutes.
Yeah, on a hike. That she loves doing.
Long could I.
It's not far.
No. I'm so dramatic. I thought it was like literally like miles away.
That's hilarious.
But then when
don't go backpack with you, don't
honestly, like I was like,
you have to take snaps.
But you know what? It's nature and just being it's like being in the Peak District.
It was really nice. I mean, her house is amazing. It's such a nice thing that she can do it from home as well. But we did the walk up to Mount Cop, and she did
she's got one actually, it's 26, Thursday. She's got her own event this Thursday actually, if anybody wants to go. It's the event that we did, the retreat. So what we did, mindful woodland walk, which
we
was
did the
forest,
the forest bathing.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at sort of just just slowing down. And I'd had a really sort of heavy day at work, and normally I'd be like, and I did actually feel like really calm.
It's the outdoors, so is it? Something about
Yeah, I was just.
So what did you say? Think about five things.
Yeah, it takes your mind off
Should
what
think
you're
about
actually
5
thinking.
things.
So she's like, you need to do your senses. So write 5 things that you can see and just visually look. 5 things that you can smell. 5 things that you can taste. Oh, right.
Oh, she did have a tasting something.
She did. Yeah, she liked walking around.
It sounds
These
really good.
things. Yes, it was a really good.
And then we went. We did some
meditation,
some breath work, and then
the breath work was really good. I really enjoyed that.
Then we went in the cold water.
The cold water.
That was, I think, because when you go to Whitmore, you slowly go in.
Yeah.
That,
The tub is loads harder.
I thought I was giving birth.
I just kept floating. Let your arms go up the side. I was like, your legs are going to float. I felt like I was going to float up.
No, the pains that were going by.
Did you enjoy it then? Did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it. But I've done it before, just in the manor house. They've got sort of like, well, they've got like a new one now that is an actual sort of pool, but they've got like a bathtub. And I've done it in there, and I've always gone in like like this. But because we did the breath work first, it was.
Because you make when you're doing that, you're making yourself worse.
Yeah, but it was just.
I lose control, so Lindsay was really good.
Yeah, she was really good.
Breath work, she holds your hands and going in. And honestly, I thought there was going to be a baby at some point. But she said, and then just keep on with your breath, because my body's natural action is to get out. But actually, when we left, when I left, we had the tea ceremony after. It was, you just feel just reset, recharged. Actually, that's a bit of time for me. And you know, we are important in the grand of everything.
I think that's I think it'll be a nice night at the event.
Yeah.
I think people will, because I felt just amazing. Like,
yeah.
like
I mean, what more
and
could you
just
want?
that.
What more could you want?
Self-investment is.